welcome back to the Rave Social Podcast. I'm your host, Jaiden, and I'm so excited for today's episode because I'm finally, well, not finally, it's not like this happened that long ago, but I am doing a recap on our elopement and wedding and marriage and all the different things. So I think for this episode, I'm just going to kind of like go through what we did, our thoughts behind it, answer some of your questions, and we'll just go from there. So, to begin, we got married in Kauai on June 5th. So it was a Thursday. It was so much fun. It was a beautiful day. We woke up, it was kind of a little bit cloudy, but if you've ever been to Hawaii, you know that like it's normal for there to be like clouds or even rain every day. But then it's just hot and sunny. So like it literally doesn't matter. But we woke up. It was such a beautiful day and we got married. So I don't know, like, do you guys want to hear the full story? I don't know. It's not like you can answer me. Like I'm basically holding you hostage right now, but maybe I'll just kind of go through like what we did while we were there and like what the wedding was like. And then get into some of your questions and like do that fun stuff. Sound good? Okay, so I'll just jump right into it then. So we basically got to Kauai the night before. We landed around 5:30. We got to our resort. We checked into our hotel. We got our rental car, which was the cutest red Jeep. And I know, like, you're probably like, oh my God, that's so touristy. I don't care. Like, one of the best things in life is to do the touristy shit and like let yourself be cringy if it's what you want. And like, that's what I wanted. So we got a cute red Jeep. And then once we got into our hotel, we stayed in Lahui and our resort was right next to a popular restaurant called Duke's. If you've been to Kauai, you probably know what Duke's is. It was delicious. We had hamburgers and beer and we just kind of got settled in and got familiar with the resort and all that fun stuff. And then we both were just like really excited and not nervous or anything, but just like a lot of energy because obviously we were there to get married and we were getting married the very next day. So we were really excited. And because of the time change, the next day we woke up and it was like literally, I think 5 a.m., maybe 6 a.m. in Hawaii, which if you know me, I do not wake up early, okay? So I was like, okay, I guess we're going to have a big day. So we woke up and then we just went to like a cute little diner and got some breakfast. And it was such a fun day because it was just so exactly perfect. We had no big expectations. We didn't have to like put on a show or a production for friends or family or like tend to anyone else's needs. It was just like we got up and we knew we were getting married and everything we wanted to do was just for us. So then we exchanged some notes. I mean, I guess you could call them like vows, but if you're not getting the gist already, like we just are not that traditional with it. So everything we did was just based on what we wanted to do. So we wrote each other notes and we exchanged them and it was very sweet and precious. And I feel like it's funny. And this is true for like a lot of people's relationships. Like you don't put everything online, but I don't think people realize how like emotional and soft and sentimental both Reg and I are because we are like, he's an engineer, I'm a business owner. Like we seem like we are very like logistical and like have our shit dialed and all. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like from the outside, people don't understand like how actually like soft and gentle we are, especially with each other. So having this moment together was so special and I can't even explain it. Like we were both just crying and we're like, it was just so precious and special. And then we just kind of hung out and started getting ready because in Kauai, when you get married, you can't just go to the courthouse, which is honestly what we were planning on doing. And luckily we found out that we couldn't do that before we got there. So what you have to do is like go meet with a licensing agent. And it's so random, but they're just like individuals that live in Kauai. Like it doesn't make any sense. So we had an appointment at the wine shop to get our license at noon. So we had to get ready and get to that appointment, which is just so random and funny. So if you've seen the video, you're probably like, why are they going to the wine bar? It's because we had to get our license there before we could get married. So we got our license. We go to the wine bar. It was so cute. The lady there was so kind. And then we were about an hour early for our actual like marriage ceremony. So we were in Poipu, so we just kind of walked around. We went to these little shops. We were just having so much fun. And like, honestly, after the wine shop licensing, it kind of felt like we already were married. So we were just like walking around. We're like, everyone we saw, we're like, we just got married. And they're like, yay. And we went to this cute gift shop and I got like a little charm for my bag that's an H for Hamilton, which is my new last name. And it was just so precious and cute and fun. And then we had an appointment at 1:00 to get married. So we drove over to Christine's house. And this is where the fun begins. So we found Christine through a Facebook group called Everything Kauai. It's a pretty big Facebook group, and I had posted in there like, hey, me and my fiance are going to be in Kauai. We don't want to have a big ceremony. We're not worried about getting married on the beach or anything. We just need someone to marry us on the 5th of June. Is anyone available? And Christine commented and was like, I'm available. Here's my email, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So Reg's work is emailing back and forth with her. I stalked her Facebook, and like, this seems to be what she does full time. Like, she has so many pictures of her, you know, marrying people, doing vow renewals, all the things. So I was like confident that she was a good choice. And Reg sets an appointment with her. You know, he's like, we're not doing another ceremony. So whatever you want to do to make it special, like, you don't need to do anything crazy, just like the traditional vows or whatever, you know, like in sickness and in health, whatever. That would be great if you could just do that for us. And she's like, oh yeah, like no problem. I'll make it special for you guys, like whatever. So a few days before we leave, he emails her again, confirms. She's like, yep, got ya, like hugs, can't wait to see ya. So fun. We're like feeling great about this. So we pull up to Christine's house and we're kind of parked out front, but it's not time yet. We were like 15 minutes early. So we're like, we don't want to rush her. We'll just sit in the car. So we're sitting in the car and we see her get in her car and leave. And we're like, okay, weird. Maybe she's like going to get something, like, I don't know. So we're sitting there. It's about like 1:05. She pulls back in. Our appointment's at 1, whatever, 5 minutes late. Doesn't matter. We're not in a rush. And she gets out of her car and we get out of our car and we start walking up to her house and she goes, are you guys lost? And we're like, no, we have an appointment with you to get married. And she was like, oh, I totally forgot. She's like in her workout clothes. Like she looks a little bit disheveled. But she's like, just come inside. So we go inside her house and whatever. She starts doing some paperwork. Her house is cute, but she has 2 dogs that are like 17 years old. So she has like dog pads, like pee pads strewn about. And I'm just like, this is not what I was envisioning. What is going on? And Reg and I are just looking at each other. And I said to Reg, like, let's just ask her if we can go outside. And luckily she was just like, okay, like we're ready. Let's go outside. She volunteered going outside, which was awesome. And then I set up my little tripod to record and she sees it and she's like, oh, let me go change really quick. Let me throw something on. We're like, okay. So we stand out there and then she goes inside her house and throws on this blue muumuu looking thing, which is so funny. She throws it on over her workout clothes. She has her white Crocs on, which slay Christine. No makeup. Her hair is crazy. Who cares? All the things. Anyways, she says some nice words. We do the marriage and then that was it. Like it literally took, I think 1 whole minute, maybe 2 minutes to do the actual marriage part, but it was super fun. It was so cute. She was really sweet about it. And then we just went into her house and finished up the paperwork and then off we were. So within 15 minutes, we were like, went from are you lost to married. It was crazy. But that's like the video that you guys saw and everything. And It was so fun. It was honestly just such a fun story. Like, did it go perfectly? No, but also like the stakes were not high. Like I said, we would have gone to the courthouse if we could have. So it was like totally fine and really funny. And God bless Christine, God bless Christine. Then after that, we just had the time of our lives. We had a like early dinner reservation at this place called Beach House. We had the best food ever, Mai Tais, sat there. Everyone at the whole restaurant was like obsessed with us because we were wearing our wedding clothes, and they were telling people that we got married. They gave us some champagne. It was so fun. And we just really enjoyed ourselves before we went back to our hotel and just like chilled and had we went out to the hotel bar and had a couple drinks. It was super fun and just like so chill and just the two of us. And I think the best part is like we compiled just a little vlog style video, kind of like the one I shared on Instagram, and we started texting it around to our friends and family, and they were like, oh my gosh, they were just so excited and happy for us. And it was just so fun and so us. So that's the story of us getting married. I mean, I could tell you about the rest of the trip, but basically the rest of the trip was like our honeymoon. We just did a lot of exploring and eating a lot of good food. So we went on a helicopter tour, and then we went on a boat tour of the Nepali coast. We drove up to the North Shore. We went to Tunnels Beach, Hanalei Bay, all the different things. We just spent a lot of time like exploring, driving around, and eating good food. Like honestly, and the food there was so good. It's so sad to be home. But yeah, that's the trip. So I'll tell you guys a little bit about like the wedding planning and how we decided on an elopement and stuff, because I feel like that's what most people were surprised by. But obviously like we got engaged last July, which in Mexico, which is so crazy that how did that year go by so fast? And I know it wasn't like a full year. I think it was about like 10 months or whatever, but oh my God, it flew by. But even before we got engaged, like honestly, really, really early on in our relationship, we were like, if we ever get married, we're going to elope and it's going to be in Kauai. Like we kind of always knew that's what we were going to do, even just from the very beginning of our relationship. And I feel like we kind of did tell people that like throughout our relationship. Like they'd be like, oh, are you guys ever getting married? And we'd be like, yeah, we'll probably elope, blah, blah, whatever. And then when we got engaged, we were like, yeah, we're definitely going to elope, but like where? And we started kind of, wondering if Kauai was the right place. We were like, should we go to Vegas because we love Las Vegas? Should we do Mexico because that's where we got engaged and we love it there? We were just kind of like, what should we do? And it didn't take long for us to settle on like, yeah, we should definitely get married in Kauai. But we did just kind of decide on that. And it's really cute because Reg's parents got married there. They did the same thing, like they eloped in Kauai probably like 35 years ago. So it was just fun to like go do kind of what they did. I mean, that's not the whole reason we got married there, but I feel like it probably did have some influence, and it was just fun to kind of like do something in like their honor a little bit because they're so awesome and such a big part of our lives. And yeah, then we just decided on Kauai. We originally were going to go in February of this year, and we were about to book our trip. And then we were like, wait, no, we want to be engaged longer. We love being engaged. So that's why we pushed it to June. And oh yeah, so that is one of the questions that I got asked on Instagram was why Hawaii? And yeah, just like part of it is like Reg's parents. Part of it was just we always wanted to go there, and we just thought it would be fun. Also, I don't totally understand how elopements work like in another country, but I think it's a little bit more complicated, and I think you still have to have like a civil marriage like at the courthouse or whatever. So we were just like, why would we do that when we could go somewhere in the US where like we could actually do the ceremony and have it be official and everything like all on the same day. So that's kind of why we decided Kauai over Mexico, even though I kind of just always knew I was going to be quiet, honestly. And then let's see. Okay, we have more questions. Was it your first choice? Okay, this question. Was it your first choice, or were you planning a traditional wedding and then decided to elope? This was always our first choice. Like I think, okay, so we both are Scorpio moons in our like astrology, which just kind of means like we're a little bit more private and like soft and sentimental and emotional about our relationships, but it's really like not the forefront of who we are. So that's why I don't think people really know that about us, but it was our first choice. Like both of us are not interested in like putting on a show, if that makes sense. So it would have never made sense for us to have like a big ceremony where like everyone comes and watches us. I think that we would have just felt like really stressed out and overwhelmed and embarrassed and like weird. I don't think we would have enjoyed standing in front of everyone and doing vows and stuff. It's just not really like our relationship and our energy. So yeah, that's kind of why it was our first choice. We never even considered doing a ceremony, honestly. The only time it ever like flickered was Reg's cousin got married last year, and their ceremony was like so precious and sweet and short and sweet and to the point and all the cute things. And for a second we were like, if it was like that, but yeah, we never really even considered it. We're just like, that's not really our vibe. We can't really do that. But one thing that we didn't really know that we were going to do is have like an actual wedding party. So I know it's probably confusing. People are like, didn't you get married? Like, what are you talking about? You're married and you're planning a wedding and all, whatever. It's hard to know what to call these things, but because like we are already married, but we always knew we were going to do it this way. We always knew we were going to elope and then have like a big party after. And I hate the word reception, so I won't use it. So I just keep saying wedding party, but we are having a wedding party. So that will be, it's on the 28th of June. So this episode will come out before that. But that was the only thing that we like weren't totally sure if we were going to do. So like after we got engaged, we knew we wanted, then we were like, okay, we're going to elope, Kauai, whatever. We kind of were like, do we want to have a party or not? And it took some consideration. Like I think both Reg and I kind of imagined that we would have like a backyard, cute wedding reception party thing. But the more we looked into it, the more we realized that a backyard wedding is just as expensive, if not more expensive than renting a venue, because when you have to rent a tent and chairs and decorate the whole space and rent bathrooms and do all of that, it ends up being like as much as if it were to be in a venue. So I think our like vision for it changed over time when we started realizing like how much it was going to be. And then that's when we decided on like renting an actual venue and just like having a full-blown party with all of our friends and family. So that was the only part, yeah, that we were like, should we have a party? Should we not? But now I'm really glad that we are having one. I think that we probably would have regretted it down the road. Like we've enjoyed being engaged so much, and we've been like, we're obsessed with being married over the last 2 weeks. I just feel like we want it to last as long as possible. Obviously the marriage is going to last forever, but like the energy of it can go away so fast. And I feel like if you're listening to this, you get it. Just like, you know, when you're going on vacation and like the build up to the vacation is so, you're like, oh my gosh, going on vacation. And then you do the vacation and then you get home and you're like, oh, like that went by so fast and it's over. I wish I would have enjoyed it more. I don't feel like we're going to have that because we've like spread these things out. We had a pretty decent engagement. We got married, and then it's like 4 weeks later, we're having a party with our friends and family. And then we can kind of like bask in that like super fun energy for just like longer than just a day, you know? I don't know. It's just like such a big part of your life to have it go by so fast does not sound fun to me. So yeah. Okay. So basically to answer that question, was it our first choice? Yes. It was always our first choice to elope. And then the only thing was just like the party, which we obviously are doing and we're so excited about. Okay. Did you do anything the same as the first time around or all different? Well, if you're listening to this, you probably know that I've been married and divorced. I got married when I was 18. I got divorced when I was 23. 3. And yeah, wild. So I have been married before, and it is funny because I feel like when I talk to people, I'm like, oh yeah, I just got married or I'm engaged or whatever. They're like, oh my gosh, like you only do it once. And I have to be like, well, actually, this is my second time. And it's just, I feel like they feel awkward, but it's nothing to feel awkward about. So yeah, I mean, we did nothing the same, to be so honest, because the first time I got married, I was Mormon. And I'll tell you what's even more wild is I had planned my entire wedding my senior year of high school before I was even engaged. And then I graduated, and 1 week later I got engaged, and then 3 months later we got married. So that was extremely fast. I was extremely young. It was religious. It was a religious wedding. Like we got married in the Mormon temple. We had like a reception after, but it's mostly like when you're Mormon and you get married and you have like a reception, it's not really like a wedding reception because 1, there's no alcohol. 2, it's just all of your parents' friends. Cause like you don't have any cause you're 18. So you haven't like established those like fun relationships like coworkers and friends from college and like, yeah. So it's mostly just like a reception for your mom and dad. So this is just really different, like inherently. The relationship is obviously very different. And the elopement, yeah. I mean, when you're Mormon, if you're getting married in the temple, like not everyone can come. So for that reason, it is a little bit more like private because everyone who's there has to be like a Mormon temple pass holder or whatever the hell. So, I mean, it was a very private ceremony, but it was just the two of us. And even my first rodeo had more people like witnessing it. So I don't know. And then like for our actual wedding party, it's completely different. So my first wedding reception was like in a barn. I pretty much paid for the entire thing by myself by making bows and shit. So I was on a budget. And it was in a barn with no AC in August. There was no booze. It was very Mormon, like soda bar and cookies was the vibe, the energy of it. Lawn games, like that kind of situation. So this go round, things are a lot different. We're doing it downtown Salt Lake City in a really gorgeous venue, the Commercial Club venue. It's going to have an open bar. We're having like a beautiful charcuterie situation. It's going to be more like a party, not like a reception. And I will not be standing in a receiving line like you do at Mormon receptions. No way. I will be mingling. I will be taking tequila shots. I will be giggling and dancing on the dance floor with the perfect DJ playlist that I picked out that they will not be playing any songs that I do not approve of. And it's going to be a really, really fun time. So yeah, it was completely different and it's all completely different. And the last question is, how does it feel to be a newly married woman this time around? I'm obsessed. I love it. It's like funny. I feel like hot and sexy and fun and cool. Like I love being a wife, and already like I'm having the time of my life. Okay. I feel incredible. I feel like when I walk down the streets, people are like, oh my God, she's a newlywed. And I'm like, I am. Like I literally am. And I'm so hot and cute about it, huh? Anyways, I love it. And it feels really happy and exciting. And I feel so good about Reg and I's relationship. I mean, I always have. I do just like genuinely feel like we're soulmates. And our journey of how we got together is probably non-traditional in most people's eyes. But it genuinely feels just so like divine. Like the universe was like, listen, you guys are going to be together at whatever cost. And it really felt like all the dominoes fell, all the chips fell where they may, and we ended up together. And I really do just feel like such a soulmate connection with him. And I think we're both just so excited to be in a relationship that feels so secure and happy and fun, and like we trust each other just the most that you ever could. Like he knows everything, all my deepest, darkest secrets, and I know his. And I just feel like so lucky and happy. And we even talk about it at home together a lot. We're like, do other people feel this way? Like, do other people have relationships that are like this? Like, do they talk to each other how we talk to each other, and love each other how we love each other? Because it just feels so special and divine. And I don't know. I feel like you guys are going to probably barf listening to this, but it's just true. I love it. And being married to him is like the best thing in my whole life. Honestly, it sounds so silly, but it's true. So yeah, I feel amazing. Okay, enough of that. We got one more question, and it was, how did your family react? I love this question. They knew what we were doing all along. So like we weren't quiet about the elopement really. Like I even talked about it like on Instagram and stuff. Like I wasn't like, we weren't sneaking it by any means. I wouldn't even want to do that because like I do think that would have hurt my family's feelings and probably hurt his family's feelings too. Like they love us and like support us so much that I would never want to like exclude them in that way. So they all knew we were going to Hawaii. They all knew what day we were getting married. And I think they were just like really excited and happy for us. I think as it got closer, like I think Reg's parents were like, oh no, like wait, we're not going to see them get married. And I think my parents were like, no, like I wish I was there. You know, I think they did like probably want to be there, but ultimately, like we just had to do what we wanted to and like felt really good about. And they were very, very, very supportive of it. And then that's kind of why we did like the vlog style of the day of like, oh, like we're getting ready, like we're going to the wine shop, all the different things. And then I edited that and like sent it to them really quickly after we actually got married, because we did want them to feel like they could be a part of it, although we wanted to like just be on our own with it. So yeah, I would say they honestly reacted really good. And I also think they're just really excited to do the big party with us where like they can mingle and socialize, and like they could invite like some of their friends and family and like our friends, like everyone's just coming together and we're having like a big party. And I think that they're all really excited about that too. So, and I think ultimately like even if they weren't happy or excited about it, we probably still would have done the exact same thing. But they're just very supportive of us, and they wanted us to do like what we wanted to do. And also like I've been married before, so there's that. My mom and dad are always like, we wish we would have eloped. And Reg's parents did elope. So I feel like everyone was kind of on the same page of like why we would do that. And it was never like because we don't love them or like don't want them there or whatever. It was just like prioritizing our relationship and like doing what Reg and I wanted to do. So they honestly reacted really good, and I'm excited for they loved the video and they were really excited about that too. So I don't know. I think it was perfect. But yeah, I feel like I kind of gave you guys the full story of everything. But if you have more questions, let me know. I can always do a part 2 or just answer your questions on Instagram. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening to me rant and ramble about our wedding. I'm sure I left out like a bajillion things, but we genuinely had the time of our lives. And also thank you to like everyone listening to this and just like all my friends on the internet. Like I couldn't have done this without you guys. Truthfully, like Reg and I have been able to like save a bunch of money to be able to do this and like pay for Kauai and pay for our wedding and all the different things together. So thanks to you guys. So honestly, slay. You guys are so awesome. And yeah, I will definitely be sharing about the party on Instagram. Maybe we'll do another recap. And yeah, okay. That's everything. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in a little. Bye.